Thank you so very much. Oreoluwa, at this point, what action can be taken by a startup or micro SME? Oreoluwa, are you there? Are you there, Oreoluwa? Unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Where are you joining us from?
Lagos. Yeah,
okay. Okay, please go ahead with your comments.
Okay, so precisely considering, I've been having trainings for quite some years now. I've been doing a bit of getting food items, precisely plantain and potatoes. I try to sun dry on my own, just trying to start up something. But you know, when you don't have capacity for most of these things, and you see that even young ones are not, they're not encouraged, they're not really into it. How mingle with that, you can start up something with, you can't. So I don't know what action can be taken. The collaboration Mrs. Bosun Sholari spoke about, how we can bring that into place, and at least more of action. I've attended a lot of webinars. I do attend a whole lot, and agribusiness, women on frontier like that, but I was not opportune to meet her one-on-one. So what action can be taken? How can I venture into this by collaborating? How do I collaborate? Where do I start from? I don't know. So more like clueless. So I feel this opportunity, I mean, the veterans there can help out and put one through.
Okay, thank you. Before I ask Femi Boyede to say anything, I see Fausat Sani Yusuf give out an answer. Are you there, Fausat Sani Yusuf? I acknowledge you, Alhaji Sijuade. Please hold on. I acknowledge you. I will soon call you to speak. Fausat Sani Yusuf, are you there, please?
Yes, please. I'm here. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Good evening.
Thank you so very much. I could see that you answered that question she just asked. Can you please elaborate?
Okay, what I was trying to say is, I don't know where her location is, but what has worked for me is, if you know, like, you have to belong to some membership organizations, and that's one of the things that has helped me. If you're trying to run, so it's going to be very difficult. So if you post on one of the platforms that she's looking for sweet potato to buy. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's muted now.
Okay, so if she posts on the platform where she belongs to, that, okay, she's looking to maybe take 50 kilos of potato, then she can also like collect with other, if there are many in that platform, even if it's 3 or 4. So all of you can maybe liaise with someone like is in Bauchi, for example, who already is doing sweet potato as their own brand in Bauchi. So they can just collect your orders and increase their own production, and they will just be sending you finished sweet potatoes, rather than you trying to buy sweet potatoes fresh that would have had a lot of incidental cost added to it before it gets to you and you produce. So at the end of the day, that's what I've done for my own business. I'm a fan of collaboration, and I've been doing that in my own private capacity for several years now. So that's why I decided to post on the platform, so she could do that. And if she hasn't joined any association, she has to look for one to join. There are several of them now. There's Smidan, the government-owned one. There's AWEP, there's NEW, there's NASI, there's NASME, a whole lot. So just look for the one that will address your issue, and the one you can easily attend physical meetings that won't cost you a lot, and then you can start from there. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for the contributions. Femi Boyede, you want to say anything right now, or reserve it for later?
No, I think she's done quite fantastic justice to that. I'll still take it up when I talk. I want to talk briefly about export clusters as a tool for pushing export, but that will be towards the end. I'll come back to that suggestion.
Okay, that's wonderful. So Alhaji Sijuade, please unmute yourself. You are next, and I'll be calling on Dr. Tony Luka Elumelu to speak after Alhaji Sijuade. You have the floor.
I am Alhaji Sijuade. former Prime Minister, immediate past President George Chamber of Commerce. Yes, this seminar today, will I say, settled because of me. Right from the long time, since 2020, I've got a plan to set up an export desk in my Chamber of Commerce. And my proposition with them was to commence myself on exporting dry smoked fish. Yeah, I've set up everything. I've paid up to 3.something million for an equipment to commence this business. That will help me to bring to an export desk into my city chamber. And I will try to meet the then President Nasima, that is Yalu Yalabalonsi, who is very close to me, that I want to come in and set up with the export group in Nasima. But unfortunately for me, after I've already, collected documents for the equipment, for the smoke equipment, to my surprise, I went to Lagos with one Dr. Omotosho, who happens to be a president of consumable something exportation. But when we get to that place to collect the documents for exportation, to my surprise, they said the US and UK, they stopped accepting Nigerian fishes for exportation. That nearly get me to hell. I have to appeal to the man who export those equipment for me to take over the business himself. So he took some money from me because he has already exported those equipment. At least I pay almost 10% of the whole cost as damages. But now I'm still interested in this export business. And then I want to make it a must in my city chamber to set up the exporting desk in my chamber. So I don't know now if they are still, accepting smoked fish, or till now they never lift the ban on that. That is number one. And number two, I also have interest on gari exportation. But what I need now is, how do I set up the export desk in my chamber? And the assistant I can get from Mrs. Oshin, Lady K, and the gentleman there. So this is what I've already sent a message, a note.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. We're hearing you.
I've already sent a chat that I want an assistant, how they can get me documents, and how I can set up this export desk in my city chamber, and then we can I can then bring people, because I know there's nothing than export. So this is
thank
my
you
solution.
so much. Thank you very much. We understand you clearly. Femi Boyede, again, this comes back to Femi Boyede's desk. Is going to comment.
To ask, what chamber is this, sir?
Hello?
What chamber?
You are city chamber. You are Chamber of Commerce, Investment and Agriculture, Ogun State.
Oh, okay. Ogun State. Who is there?
You are Chamber of Commerce in Laro.
Okay. I think you will need to have a one-on-one. Yeah, you will need to have a one-on-one with Femi Boyede. So you have his contact, I believe. Do you?
I didn't, please.
Femi Boyede, you want to share your contact?
Yes, I will. No problem. I'll put it on there for everyone just now.
Okay, thank you for that. I look at that now.
Okay, so anyone that needs personal attention, please check on the chat. You're going to see the contact for Femi Boyede, and you can speak with him one-on-one, because we are really getting to the end of this program today. I see Bosun Sholari, you are back. Thank you so very much. And
Dr. Elumelu.
Yes, Dr. Luka Elumelu. Are you there, sir?
Yes, do I have the floor?
You have the floor. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good evening. My invitation is based on what we call in Lagos Mobomoya.
Please unpin me.
No, doctor, I invited you.
Yes, I said that. I said that, and coincidentally, I had traveled this morning, and then I arrived late, so my apologies, madam. I just want to commend the organizers and especially Madam Bosu for the quality of the conversation had so far. And from the regional aspect, I want to ask you people to take advantage of relevant text that have been adopted both at the sub-regional level and the continental level, so that it can take up opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities and advantages that you can get within the sub-region. And I'm sure some of you don't know that we have revised and adopted the MSME Charter. This I can also send to you at, I don't know how to do that, with breaking it down to the nitty-gritty so that you understand that. But let me say this. Most of the time, the issue of standard comes into play. And from your conversation, they resonated in some questions asked. I wasn't there when Madame presented, but I trust her presentation because I've seen her speak before, and that is how I wanted to take advantage of relevant texts at the regional level, sub-regional level, and continental level, and also take advantage of the emerging markets. In ECOWAS, we did 2021 startups where we had pitching of young ones, old ones, trying to export. We also look at the market. I don't want to take too much time, but I hope one day I have opportunity of coming in and discussing this extensively. I've also exchanged with Mr. Femi, who I'm seeing for the first time. But for the avoidance of that, I am with the ECOWAS Commission as the acting director for private sector. So I want to encourage you to keep doing what you are doing, but also look at the enabling laws. There are quite a lot of problems in terms of production. So I don't know how you will cope. You need also to engage the policymakers so that they can actually implement what they ought to do. So thank you for the opportunity. I can come on anytime, but I just want to wish you the best. And I say that I'm going to support you with whatever way capacity I can, because you need capacity too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. You're highly appreciated. I can see that you're already, even without being the next speaker also, you're already answering people on the chat. Thank you so very much for the useful information you are giving to us. Bosu Cholari, I can see your hand is up again. Yeah. Yes, you have to unmute yourself. Good.
Can you hear me? Yes, sorry, briefly, I just needed to say a few things. Dr. Tony Lumelu, thank you so much for this honor, for coming. Auntie Shade, you are so much appreciated. Having said that, I don't want to waste time. For Oluwa, what networking FAFSAT has answered you. And then as you join any group, people ask me, what are the benefits they get from Lagos Chamber of Commerce? I said I tell them that the benefit you get from any association is what you put in. If they come for meetings, you don't go. If they are networking, because it is your network that will take you to where you need to go to. Collaboration. Nobody who does not know you will want to collaborate with you. People will want to collaborate with people they know. I know FAFSAT very well. We're collaborating on some things. I know some people. So you need to be known where you find yourself so that people can trust you to share money with you. Then let me also answer the question of NEPSA. Mr. Molara Akonji, thank you so much. I appreciate you. NEPSA, I have taken them up during the last trade fair in November. Unfortunately, the policy and programs of NEPSA favor outsiders. They work with NIPC. They try to work with those one because they're looking for employment for people, they're looking for money. So it is really not tailored towards us here. But as we begin to talk, and when we form ourselves into groups, like the cooperative Mr. Boyede talked about, then we can see something and get a chunk of, because they collect so much money. You find the likes of Indomie and all these big people using this thing. And I told NEPSA, I said, these people who come into the country with almost 0% interest rate, you still give them all the facilities, you give them a lot of leeway to work, and then they still go and repatriate their funds when you should help your people. They're looking at it, but we also need to tidy our homes so that we can have access to some of those things. Then the lady who talked about, Anna, about hydroponics farming, no one can tell you what to farm. One, it has to be what to have capacity for and what to have the knowledge to farm. And then you also have to think of the market, because you have to farm towards the market, not just saying, okay, people are farming ugu, for instance. I want to use my hydroponics to farm ugu when you don't have a market for it. So you also need to keep networking. And I tell people, when it comes to export is all about you selling the way you sell in Nigeria. If I am making plantain flour or I farm ugu, for instance, I need to find buyers in the market. I need to, when I do that one and I'm successful in the home market, then maybe I look outside. Who are my friends that are outside? What can they help me do before you start? So it is when one or two begin to buy all into what you are doing, and it's a success story before you think of exports. But most of us want to think that I want to start this business, I want to start with export. Please be successful at home first. Hear the criticisms at home before you go out. So thank you so much. I appreciate you calling me in again.
Oh my God. Today is really, really so interactive. This is beautiful, everybody. Takero Foods, I can see your hand is up. Okay, Takero, please go ahead. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And happy New Year. I want to come in respect to that day, Sijuade, on smoked meat exports. Actually, there might be a challenge that US and UK end. There are other markets that is still available that are taking smoked fish. They can look to the Middle East. There are countries that are taking it. So what they need to do is just do their market research very well. And there's no need for them to close shop. I won't say that, just like what Mumi Boson said earlier, before you do anything, get your integrity right. Do your market research, do your due diligence. It's very key. Once that one is done, there's no room like we are closing up. You just have to look for another way. Just like my guy said, Mr. Femboy did that. There's no failure in them, and then the doors will open. That's just my take. Once again, Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Just a moment. Okay. Thank you for your contributions. Do I have anyone pending? Is there anyone pending? Is there anyone?
Please read our text. Please read our text.
Who is speaking, please?
Mr. Diemi of Oduasima.
Please go ahead.
No, I say you read what I posted there, please.
Okay, I was thinking you may want to just talk. You prefer me to read it?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay. Kayode Adeyemi says, we are very grateful to have this engagement. In one of future programs, please bring on board the new secretary of AFTA. We want to know what he has in stock for the people of Southwest. Kayode Adeyemi from the council member, Odua Chambers. Thank you so very much.
Sorry, is Kayode Adeyemi the same person who was in my Abuja house some 1 year ago with Chief Akosile?
Lisa.
Exactly. Are you the same person?
I'm the same person, yes.
Okay. Good evening. Because I think that a lot of the points that you probably could be pointing or hinting at are things that we probably have discussed. I am not too sure if you have. If not, I can send to you through Chief Akoshile. There was a presentation that this Mr. Boyede made to governors of Southwest Nigeria, export alternative or something, economic self-determination for the Southwest, the export routes or something like that. We can answer that. And then Mr. Boyede, and I believe Odu Asima belongs to the National Action, a WhatsApp group set up by Legacy on AFCFTA. So please, we note your comment here, and at the appropriate time, if we deem it necessary as the technical team, we will get in touch with the Secretary of the AFCFTA. And since I'm making comment on that, let me also assure, first and foremost, acknowledge and thank Dr. Tony Luka Ilumelu for coming. I did respond to your chat, even though I responded directly, but thank you also for re-responding. At a point last year, I can't remember now, permit me, this brain is 63 years old. Shade, no comment from you because you tell me yours is much older and still very active. So we did have the ECOWAS experts, I think from the ECOWAS Trade and Investment Hub, speaking to members of this platform on one of our monthly webinars sometime last year on AGOA and how to access it. So of course, we are happy to always bring experts and resources who will share knowledge and step-by-step guide, if any such comes up, on how members and attendees of our webinars can actually appropriate things that are out there. It's like I always illustrate, it's the electric current. It will always be there. Every house, except NEPA, takes light anyway. The fact that the house is dark does not mean that there is no current until you switch it on by the wall. You press on that switch, light does not flood the house. So what we're trying to do at TATRI is to help people to switch on the light so that the knowledge about trade and how to go about it can be shared more widely and more transparently. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so very much. So as we are rounding up now, we have just about 5 to 7 more minutes.
This webinar is brought to you by Talking Trade and Investment Global, TATRIC. We are live on Facebook at Export Digest. Kindly follow our Facebook page. Also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You could follow us on Twitter at Export Digest TV.
Okay.
Good evening again to you, everyone. I know this was a very engaging session. I would like that you reach out to our social media handles. Kindly follow our YouTube channel on Export Digest. You can also follow our Facebook page on Export Digest. Do well to reach out to our Twitter handle at Export Digest TV. We've dropped the links to our WhatsApp group also on the chat. Kindly reach out to that and engage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You want to talk about the voiceover? How they can contact you?
If you like to advertise your businesses, you can reach out to me by emailing adibotet@gmail.com. I can help you to voice over your businesses and reach greater audiences. Thank you.
Okay. And I can see someone is asking for the link to the WhatsApp group. I've just sent it again. Dr. Tony, are you there? Dr. Toyin, are you there to talk about the flip book?
Yes.
And the advertisement? Thank you so much. Go ahead, please.
At the end of every webinar, we have a flip book that we produce, and it contains all the information, everything we've discussed, we've commented on, the guest speaker presentation, PowerPoint, everything is that flip book, and we do one for each of the webinars. So very soon you'll be getting all the information on all the things we talked about in this webinar. But what we want you to do is when we send it to you in the email, please open and read it. I'll put the link of the one we had at our last webinar in November, so you can see it in the chat and sort of have a look at it, where we did the topic on speaking truth to power. So I'll put that on the chat now. So please, whenever you get these ebooks, have a good look at it, read it, and pass it on to other people, because I'm sure there are lots of people who want to know about these flip books. And as you hear in the video we watched, if you want to even place an advert about your business or promote your business, we have some small spaces in the flip book, and just get in contact with us. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And we have the YouTube as well. You mentioned it, I believe.
Yes, we also have the YouTube link there. Our YouTube channel, you can get us there at Expert Digest on YouTube. The link is also in the chat. So at the end of this webinar, we'll produce the edited version of all that we've talked about today. So you can watch the video and replay. Thanks.
Okay, so
I want to make a comment.
Okay, what's the name, please?
Mr. Kayode Adeyemi.
Please go ahead.
On behalf of the Chambers of Commerce in Southwest Nigeria, we appreciate this webinar. In fact, what we have in mind is that our people in Southwest should be one of the contributors to non-oil export figures in Nigeria. At the moment, we are at a very low level because of very low participation and very low information about export activities. Please, we want this seminar to be a continuous one, and next one, I promise that it will be more involving so that all our business people will key into it. Once again, on behalf of the Chambers of Commerce in Southwest Nigeria, we appreciate all that you are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate you being there. Without you, we do not exist. And you are very right. Many people actually want to go into export. They just don't have the right information. And I think many people like us too, we want to go into export, but we are looking for the right product. Femi Boyede, are you there?
Oh,
are
yes,
you there?
I am. Thanks.
Okay,
Yes,
because I want to ask you if you can, the one I'm interested in exporting, they call it California. You know what that is, right?
No.
Oh, who is laughing?
To that yet.
Whoever is laughing knows about it. Who knows about it? Madam Omolara, why are you laughing? Because California, just per gram, comes to like 27 million naira, right? So that's what I'm interested in. You can imagine a trailer load. And they say it's in Borno State. So maybe that should be the next assignment for Femi Boyede. Okay. So please, vote of thanks from Femi Boyede.
Yeah, actually, before the vote of thanks, I think I promised I was going to talk about export clusters. And I remember that sometime in 2004, 2005, I did orchestrate the attendance of the then Director General of SMIDAN, Mrs. Dupe Adelaja, and coincidentally, the current Director General, Wale Fasoya, and my humble self. We attended a program in Cape Town, South Africa, put up by ITC on export clustering. I know Nigeria has toyed, has paid lip service for the past 10 years on one state, one local, and one state, one product. Some have gone to one local government, one product, but all of these are like toying with the real concept of export clustering. Everything that Bosun has said today and that the various contributors have tried to add flesh to point at the possibility of actually adopting an export cluster approach to achieve one of the things that Sade mentioned in her talk. We're talking about export promotion. And promotion cannot go without development. If not, it is actually going to be fruitless. In fact, I remember that at some point in the past, we started toying with the idea to advocate for the renaming of NEPC to be Nigeria Export Development and Promotion Council. I still believe that this is one of the ways to go because it's in the development platform. That's where you can now talk about export clusters, where it doesn't matter whether the women are located in Ikorekpene or in faraway Kaura Namuda. If you're talking about Gari, we can have a Gari export cluster in Nigeria, and I'm really happy to use Gari as the illustration here, because every state in Nigeria can and does grow cassava. So a Gari export cluster out of Nigeria will operate on the same standards that everybody has imbibed. Their capacity has been built for this. And then we can now have a market access approach where we are going for specific market and carrying with us the realistic figure of what can be exported out of Nigeria to this particular market. So instead of Dasun farms having capacity to produce 1,200 tons of Gari per annum, and then Femi and Sons Nigeria Limited produces 800 tons of Gari per annum, and Solomon Ogunleye produces 400, and all of this. Meanwhile, we are targeting the Costco market, or let's say Walmart, which is a North American chain that will be requiring nothing less than 100,000 tons. None of us individually can ever meet the selection criteria to export Gari to Walmart. But adopting the export cluster, we are able to say we guarantee not only the quantity, but the uniformity in quality and standards of what are going to be delivered. So I believe that one of the takeaways from today's this thing, and I promise you I'll be sharing this with the ED of the NEPC, talking about NEBZA, so that we can bring this also into focus. If Professor Adeshuba, he's a friend, so I just slipped into calling him Soji. If Professor Adeshuba is, if he is called upon today to come and explain what NEBZA stands for, be sure that I will bring him onto Talking Trade and Investment webinar at a click of the finger. However, the concept of export processing zones and licensing them also has something to do with clusters, because NEBZA is not ever going to license a single exporter. It's not like NAFDAC.
Correct.
That's the reason why you have the export processing enclaves like you have in Calabar, where the exporter then goes and pays an annual subscription like he has a license to operate. How many MSMEs have the capacity to purchase a NEBZA license? So the answer to that is it's exploratory. We will look at that as a technical team, and where we can get Prof to come and educate us about NEBZA and its activities, be sure we will do that. Again, back to the speech. We did say about 4 or 5 months ago, or I think it was during the session where Dr. Yakusak EDNEPC was the guest speaker. We did mention the issue of either we call it commercial espionage or economic diplomacy. Fish being banned is not an outright policy, whether it is not the United States of America or Canada. I can assure you that the market of Canada alone can absorb all the catfish that is produced in this country. But have we, and by we now, I'm talking about our regulatory agencies and export trade support institutions, have we taken the step to get our fish properly analyzed, properly admitted into the import framework of the country that we are targeting? As long as this has not been done, the same thing that is happening to our yam, and those of us who live in North America are aware of that. If you go into any African shop, if you want to buy yam, you will see it packaged in cartons that are labeled fresh yam, produce of Ghana. So the Ghanaians come to Nigeria, they go to Ogoja, come through Ogoja, they come all the way to Ekiti, they go all the way to Benue. They take our yams, package in their cartons and send abroad, for the simple reason that the trade support institutions of Ghana have taken this appropriate step to get yam introduced into the import frameworks of the countries that they are targeting. So we will still continue to advocate this with our trade support institutions and let them know that we cannot wish that Nigerian export products are accepted. We have to work to ensure that they are accepted. And God helping us, we think that we are on the track to doing that. Again, now I can now say, again, thank you very, very much. I thank every one of you for attending today. Thank you for your patience. I think we have recorded above 85% still. People who started with us are still here. That is an indication that we were saying something that people want to hear. And we are trusting God that He will continue to make not just ourselves, but this webinar to be relevant and to be where people will go and get the resource that they need to make a better life for themselves. Lady K has already introduced one by one the members of this team, but trust me, I challenge anyone to tell me, to come and show me that they have a team that is better than this team that has been working with me. I want to thank you all very much. Lady K, Dr. Taiwo, Sheifumi, Tomini, Ibrahim Haruna in absentia. I want to say a very, very, very big thank you. And I believe that first Saturday of March, we'll be together again, and we will be talking and smiling. I hand over back to you, Lady K, for the final protocol.
Okay, thank you so very much. And
would you like to have your business products or services featured during our TACHUK webinars or inside our webinar flipbooks? If so, we have a great opportunity for you to get your products or services in front of a large audience. You can place your adverts to be featured live during our Talking Truth webinars, which we also live stream on Facebook. Our TACHUK webinars host a huge audience from across the globe. Each year, our webinars run from February to November on the first Saturday of every month at 5 p.m. West Africa time. Placing your ads in our webinar flipbooks will expose you to a global audience and extend your reach, as our flipbooks are sent to our entire database of contact and shared on our social media platforms. We have limited spaces, so make sure you get in touch with us to book your space. Please email femi@femiboyede.com for further details.
So thank you so very much for joining. Wish you a very prosperous year. Wishing you a very wonderful month. If you're unable, if for any reason you need information, you have businesses, you have business ideas, this is the platform to come to. Femi Boyede is ready any day, anytime. And don't be afraid, he won't charge you so much. He's not greedy. Don't think because his head is shiny, it's because of money. No. We are planning to do artificial hair for him next time. So if you see something on front of his head, don't be. Okay. Nice. I'll be able to get you to smile. So bye, everybody.
Bye.
Unmute yourself and say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wonderful
Bye.
month.
Bye.
Everyone.